Welcome in to a new episode of Chi Time, the home of Qigong on UK Health Radio. I'm Clara Apollo, your host, and a guide into the energy realms of your life. You see, I'm a Qigong teacher and a sound medicine supporter and ecstatic dancer, because really, all of life is a dance. And this show is about your essence, your vitality, and your ability to be able to really relax and to step back from the melee of the full-onness of life. And that enables you to drop into the essential part of your nature that is healing, that is creative, that is love, and that is playful and compassionate. It gives you space to see. And in this busy world that we live in, we don't often get that space. So as I invite you into Chi Time, I invite you into me time, where you can give yourself some free time just to be you, rather than carrying on with all the do. So much of our world is addicted to satiating our amazing minds, and yet with Qigong personal energy skills, it is the harmonization of our mind, body and souls that gives rise to a richer, healthier, better experience of life. So to explore this topic deeper, I'm really fortunate to have this show where I can invite in luminaries from many walks of life to shine their light onto the world of Qi, personal energy. And recently, we've been looking at Qigong and crystal healing, and sound healing, and trauma release, along with a recent visit from an international Qigong and Tai Chi teacher, and there's much more to come in the new year. So yes, the content is informative, but it's also experiential, because this gives you the chance to embody the healthy invitations that we have on offer, and to try them on, and touch into and enhance your own innate powerfulness. Most shows share a simple process that you can get involved with, and this one is no exception. But with the wealth of information shared, I'm really pleased that we have the on-demand facility here on UK Health Radio. I also have a podcast and a YouTube channel. Both are listed as Clara Apollo's Chi Time. And I'd love to continue the conversations dropped here with you outside of the show, if you'd like that too. And an easy contact link to be able to do that is on Facebook in the Cheeky Temple, QIKI Temple, or by email on info@ukhealthradio.com. And on this episode, I'm going to step into my Elemental Qigong teacher role to give you an overview of some of the key aspects of the water element that can help you to deeply de-stress and find your inner energy well. And there's a powerful meditation included to nourish your kidneys, as they are the seat of your primordial energy. And I'll explain more about that as we get into the show, as depleted kidney qi is linked to fear and premature aging. So I feel it's super useful to know how to manage that. I'd like to include some questions for you too, as introspection is part of the reflective process that the water element invites. So while this next track plays, get a pen and paper or suitable note-taking device and ask yourself, what does the water element mean to me? And see if you can come up with, say, 5 responses, or even more if you're in good flow and know this realm well. But here is our first water-themed track. It's by the glorious Eva Cassidy, with the invitation to wade in the water.
UK Health Radio, the station that makes you feel good.
Welcome back into Chi Time, the home of Qigong on UK Health Radio, with me, Clara Apollo, Qigong teacher, where we're diving deeply into the water element and our kidney essence to boost our vitality in alignment with the conserving energy of winter. Because in traditional Chinese medicine, of which Qigong is a part, 'tis the season to get soggy, fa la 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 la, or maybe not, because warm and dry is a lot more nourishing to your vital essence. But indeed, in the cycle of seasons, the water element lands in the winter time, of which we are part of in the Northern Hemisphere, as I sit here producing the show for you from Somerset, UK. And yes, it's raining. So, before that great sing-along track from Eva Cassidy, Wade in the Water, I asked you a question. What does the water element mean to you? And if we were in the same room, we'd be able to bounce around our ideas. So all I can do is imagine now that you are speaking to me and I'm picking up some of your messages like, we're made up of 70% water, or I need to drink about 2 litres of high-quality water a day. And the water supports me when I'm in the bath, and I prefer to drink warm filtered water. The water quality in our world is very polluted. I love looking out at the sea. I love walking down by the river. I like to put high quality water in my singing bowls, play them a few rounds and then drink the water. No, that's me saying that. That's what I like to do. But coming up, I'm going to share with you a powerful kidney nurturing meditation for you to get a feel of what this inner alchemy practice can gift you. So water is such an important element. I don't need to tell you that. And you know, a short radio show is not going to cover it completely. But I hope that some of your thoughts about water are dropping in for you now. And I'd like to just go over some of the fundamentals about the water element from a Chinese medicine perspective, because this is what underpins the elemental Qigong teachings that I share and I'm always learning from. So why is the water element and our kidneys so fundamental in the traditional Chinese medicine? And how can it help us manage our stress and anxiety? So let's get into some basic theory. According to the Yellow Emperor's Internal Classic, which is just the Bible of traditional Chinese medicine, the kidney is the foundation of sealed preservation, the place of essence. And in this healing tradition, the winter time corresponds to the kidneys. And it's the cold of the winter that is most likely to damage the yang qi of the kidney. And when the kidney yang is injured, it's prone to cold pain in the waist and the knees that makes us susceptible to catching colds and other disorders and diseases. So kidney yang deficiency will further injure kidney yin and can cause stuff like dryness in the back of the throat, dizziness, tinnitus and other symptoms. So nourishing kidneys in the winter can enhance the ability of our human bodies to resist colds and improve our immunity, along with an increased resistance to disease. And it also delays aging. Can you see why the water element is just so fascinating and so fundamental and useful? So nurturing activities can be as simple as dressing effectively for the cold. It's pretty obvious, but think about wearing an extra layer around your waist, known as a kidney wrap. And then what about going to bed early and getting up late, which is sort of as near to hibernation as we can get? Because this can help us really resource deeply, get all the rest and recuperation in this conserving time of the year. Now, long-term dehydration of our bodies can cause all sorts of problems, not least urinary tract infections and kidney stones, so high-quality warm water is essential to drink. And another simple activity to include for nourishing our kidneys in the winter is to eat hearty stews and soups, which makes absolute sense, doesn't it? It's not really the time of the year for salads and cold juices, but there are also a range of fantastic elemental Qigongs for clearing the system, activating the meridian lines, nourishing the kidneys and getting the flow of qi to travel around your body and nourish the field of elixir energy surrounding you. And to be honest, I could wax on about this for many hours. So I suggest that you actually come into a practice with a teacher, as it's not so easy to demonstrate forms over the radio, of course. And at the moment, I'm running a program called Be Like Water, and you can find out more about that if you're interested on my website claraapollo.com, or come over to that cheeky temple on Facebook, that's QIKI, as I'm dropping in short exercises to take care of ourselves as we lead up to the winter solstice. But anyway, let's back up a bit to the Yellow Emperor's classic statement saying that the kidney is the foundation of sealed preservation and the place of essence. What is this essence and how does it apply to me? Well, I'd like to share with you a massive aha which happened for me at the beginning of my Qigong training in the early 1990s, where my Qigong teacher, who was also my cranial sacral therapist, said to me in a healing session that he felt that my kidney qi was shot. I gather this is a technical term for having burnt out spectacularly. I was in my early 30s, a costume designer and performance artist, and I had a small child. So unsurprisingly, I was wiped out because I did not know how to manage my energy wisely. I mean, nobody talked about this kind of stuff. What I learned was a fundamental tenet of Qigong practice, which is what I want to share with you here, because it helps so much to get why effective personal energy management is absolutely vital for us all. So it's understood that as a baby, we are bequeathed a certain amount of qi, natural energy, as a combination of both of our parents. So this is known as prenatal or pre-heaven qi, primordial essence, or jing, that's Jing. And this quotient of it, we get a certain amount. This quality underpins all of our primary functions, but it is a finite resource. And to be honest, when it's all used up, we die. Well, as you can imagine, I was pretty shocked to find out that information that my kidneys were shot that my teacher told me, but he also followed up the statement saying that luckily, there is a way to enhance what is left, and that is by the practice of Qigong. I looked at him quizzically and said, Qi what? I hadn't heard of these words before. But he said, come along and do some practice and see how that feels for you. And that's what I invite people who are curious to come and do as well. But translated, the word Qigong means energy cultivation practice. And it is the only mind-body-spirit practice that is dedicated to managing your personal energy. I know there's lots of others that can help, but Qigong is dedicated. Its primary remit is to help you manage your personal energy. Well, I can tell you, I was so relieved that there was something that I could do to help myself. Yes. And as a 33-year-old woman who used to wake up in the morning feeling as weary as I'd imagined an old person could be, and I can now say, as I'm getting a bit closer to being an elder, that my energy, my stamina, my clarity, creativity and focus is so much more coherent and reliable and available for me now than I could ever have imagined possible in my early 30s. So, total blessing. But can you imagine what it would have been like to have known that information earlier in my life? I mean, please tell all your friends and your children. You know, I have let my son in on this energy secret, and he does seem to be necking less coffee, but I guess it's early days. But I hope that this info does help you to respect your vital energy and be kind to yourself, and to find ways just to take your foot off the gas and come back into steadiness, into balance, and to deeply resource your qi in a way that can properly refuel you. And this is something that I would like to share a practice with you now. And it's a simple meditation that requires your focus, your time, and yourself, so that you can access deeper levels of your true flow state. And yes, you touch stillness as well, because actually stillness is the key in to a vast well of natural energy that is free. It's always there and you can access it any time. But why are we looking at the kidneys? You see, this primordial essence sits around our kidney area. And so when we are stressed and anxious and on the go the whole time, this depletes our vital energy stores and exhausts us deeply. I know you don't need me to tell you that. So if we can nourish our kidneys, we nourish our fundamental vitality and we enhance our primordial essence. Basically, we refuel the energy that underpins everything we do. So, would you like to have a go at nourishing your kidneys with a simple meditation now? Well, all it takes is for you to be able to sit or lie down comfortably for the next few minutes. And to prepare, you may like to shake out your hands or just shake your body, or you might like to sigh or take some deep breaths in and out, laugh or cry, or even shout, rage or yawn. But after you've expressed a little bit, let yourself land back into where you want to be, because this, my friends, is a meditation for you and your deepest chi. This is a Clara Apollo Elemental Qigong meditation. Are you sitting comfortably? Because if not, sort yourself out. Or maybe you'd like to lie down and let yourself be deeply supported by the earth beneath you. Whatever position you are in, know that indeed you are deeply supported by the earth beneath you. And as you breathe out next, let that exhalation enhance that sense of surrender. Giving yourself permission to soften and relax and release. Feeling your body spreading out onto the floor or onto the bed or into the seat of the chair, feeling your sitting bones there. And know that gravity is assisting you with this surrendering down. Nothing to do but be for the next 10 minutes with you and me. And each time you breathe out, you feel yourself sinking down a little bit more and a little bit more. And let that sense of relaxation become you and encourage you to root down into the earth. Let your next out-breath encourage this gentle rooting from wherever on your body is feeling like it's happy to do that from. And sense your golden roots graciously gliding down through the floor, through the foundations of the building, down into the body of our great grandmother Earth, sliding down into this deep connection with her, with an energy of gratitude and appreciation for all the support she continually gives you. And let yourself sigh out when you next breathe out. Making a sound. And letting this sound from you reverberate down through your golden roots and into the body of the Great Mother. And let your roots travel deep, deep, deep into her. Feeling the anchoring and the connecting in with the different colours and the different qualities of the earth, along with the moisture particles and the minerals and the crystals. All part of the unseen realms there to support and nourish you. And this meditation is to connect with your kidneys. This is the seat of your vitality, your essential essence. So presencing your kidneys in the middle of your back, deep, deep inside of you, where they are well protected. If you are sitting, just let your spine lengthen and the back of your neck become long, and your jaw relax and your shoulders release, and your hands be lightly placed on your thighs. And soften your belly. Let it relax, and notice how that makes a difference to your breathing. You are in your chi zone. This is where you can deeply replenish. Feeling the fullness of your breath filling your body. And now, with the awareness of your kidneys, know that the top of your kidneys is nestled into the base of your lung tissue. So if you let yourself breathe deeper into the back and the depth of your lungs, you're going to be connecting with your kidneys. So letting the in-breath come and nourish your kidneys with the chi of the breath, as well as your intention to honor them and appreciate them for all the filtration they do, but also how energetically they hold your prenatal chi, your primordial essence, your fundamental quotient of energy. What an amazing system you have in place here. Breathing into your kidneys. Loving your kidneys. And letting them fill up with this rich, abundant chi from the breath and your intention and the support of the earth. And imagine as you're breathing in that you can also breathe in a colour. I'd like you to imagine a rich, deep blue, like the blue you find in glass, that deep, rich Mediterranean blue. And invite that in with your breath and take that deep, rich blue through your breath, through your lungs, down deep into your kidneys. You see, kidneys love the colour blue. And with this light depth of blue quality, you can nourish your kidneys at a more profound level. And now you may notice that one kidney resources from this blue breath easier than the other. So just noticing that, be aware. And if you would like to specifically focus on one kidney, you can do that as well. Invite in the colour blue hue that is right for that part of your system and let it soak that up. And then to complete this Elemental Qigong meditation for your kidneys, just feel inside. Just imagine inside your mind something or someone that makes you smile. And feel that smiling energy just turning up the sides of your mouth. And as you breathe in, let the energy from that smile travel through your blue breath into your kidneys, placing a smile on each of them of bright, lightness. And know that you have nourished your fundamental essence, and that this will inform every area of your system. For everything you are, you do or be, is animated by your chi. Thank you for participating in this meditation. I hope it serves you well moving forwards. And know that you can do your kidney breathing wherever you be. It's always there for you. That's the beauty of your chi. It is free. And here's a sublime track to bask onwards with, called Salt Water by John Hartley. We're still here in the flow of Chi Time, the home of Qigong on UK Health Radio, with me, Clara Apollo, Qigong teacher, diving into the support of the Qi-full water element. And before those station messages was a deeply replenishing elemental Qigong meditation to nourish our fundamental source of energy, our kidney Qi, followed by that deeply relaxing track by John Hartley called Salt Water. I hope you enjoyed that. And did you know that 98% of the water on the earth is salty? So our drinking water is a really precious commodity to take care of because, it becomes part of our cells. So we are like filtration plants for the water, as to be honest, none of it comes in pure, does it? But we can do our best to choose the best quality we can. Do you have a water filter? I'm sure you do. There are so many on the market now, and I've chosen the one that has no plastic parts, and it doesn't require plugging in either. I wonder if you can guess which one I'm referring to. It's one of the old school ones, but thinking about water being a finite resource, just like our chi is, and that thought that all the water that has ever existed in our world is still here now. It's just been cycled around for millennia. So that means that we are rolling around the molecules of H2O that our forebearers had flowing through their system. I know, it's amazing, isn't it? And water is a metaphor throughout the Taoist texts as a symbol of transformation because it changes its form but not its biochemistry. From the deepest, coldest lakes of ice through cold streams and freshwater rivers, out to the salty sea, to be transmuted into mist with the warmth of the sun as it rises up to meet the sky, forming clouds up high, eventually to become the rain that refreshes us, cleansing as it falls back down into the rivers and seas and continues that cycle of flow. I'm reminded of that 8th stanza from the Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu, and this is the Stephen Addis and Stanley Lombardo translation, which says, "It's best to be like water, which benefits to 10,000 things, and does not contend. It pools where humans disdain to dwell, close to the Tao." Oh, those words, be like water, my friend, such a classic Bruce Lee quote. In fact, yeah, it's reminded me of a great track by Melody Sheep, which uses his words, which actually brings me to another Bruce Lee quote that says, "Don't speak negatively about yourself, even as a joke. Your body doesn't know the difference. Words are energy and cast spells. That's why it's called spelling. So change the way you speak about yourself, and you can change your life. What you're not changing, you're also choosing." Yes. So I think within that is that our body doesn't know the difference about what we're saying. It's the memory in our waters that holds that resonance, yeah? So this absolutely brings in the work of Dr. Masaru Emoto, that eminent water scientist who I had the absolute pleasure and honour of meeting when he was in the UK in 2013. And I had a little scrabble around, and I'm so pleased I found this. Here is a short excerpt from that very interview with Dr. Emoto and his translator, explaining how we are entering the era of water and the key point of us tuning in with that right now. Let's have a listen.
To answer your question, it's so we need to move into the era of water from now.
And what do you feel that means? I mean, I'm a Qigong practitioner, and I understand the metaphors of water about being in flow and the transformational qualities of water. And I know that you work with these crystalline energies of water. So when we look at the next era being about water, what do you feel the key point is here about us working with water?
水は情報を記憶し伝えるということ、そしてその水は私たちの意識、心の鏡でもあるということは、私たちの意識がこの世の中に、いろんなものを与えうるということになります。
Water has the ability of memorizing information, and it means the water is a mirror of our heart, soul. So that means this is the time in our society. This is the time the water has so much to give to the society.
And this working with the energy of the heart, the flow from the heart.
それは水が私たちの心のフロー、流れですね。それと働いて、そのキャリアであるということね。Yeah, water is a carrier of the information from our heart into the society.
Oh, wow. That is a huge invitation here from the wise guidance of dear Dr. Emoto. His crystalline water experiment's legacy is far-reaching and everlasting, and little did I know at the time how important it was for me to meet him and to be able to share this with you now, 8 years on. I mean, talk about a cross-dimensional time warp magic at play. Really amazing, amazing, amazing. So what we think or feel resonates and is carried in our waters. And as we tune in more with our heart truth, this has a highly positive frequency transmission effect on all the water we are in contact with, both inside and outside of us. So yeah, it's a massive message for us to keep on track and stay tuned in with that guidance of our true heart. There is so much to consider here, and we're nearly at the end of the show, and I hope you have found it well interesting and useful for you moving forwards. And if you have, please tell your friends that you can listen again on demand here on UK Health Radio, or head over to my YouTube channel or podcasts, where it's listed as Clara Apollo's Chi Time. Now, I have another track to play out that is poignant and reminds us to protect the water. It's by Murray Kyle, who is also a guest on a past episode of Chi Time. But before we get there, I just want to thank you so much for participating with this episode of Chi Time, with the questions that I posed and that kidney powering meditation. I truly trust it will serve you well indeed. And do drop into that Chi temple to let me know how it's flowing for you. That's QIKI temple. And next time, I've got something really special for you, as this is going to be the winter solstice show. Now, part of my Qigong practice is to play music, and this can often lead to a spontaneous expression of natural movement healing. And I love dance medicine, and my favourite dance medicine DJ is Pixie Peter Michel. We are so lucky he's coming into the show, and we're going to talk about that synergy between dance medicine and Qigong, and he's going to play a specially selected half-hour dance medicine set just for you to play over the solstice time and to connect in with us, as we're going to be on retreat at the foothills of Glastonbury Tor, the heart portal of the world, where we can dance more love into our beautiful planet. So I can't wait to share that with you. So until then, you know what to do. Keep your chi up, my friend. And thank you so much for listening to Chi Time, the home of Qigong on UK Health Radio. Here's Murray Kyle with Protect the Water.
こんにちは。いらっしゃる皆さん、江本勝です。クララアポロさんのチタイムを。
You've been listening to Chi Time, the home of Qigong on UK Health Radio, with me, Clara Apollo, Qigong teacher. If you are a Qigong teacher from any background and would be interested in a community of peers to discuss Qiful matters, then come over to oneqi.org and join the conversation. That is oneqi.org. We would love to chat with you.